In the beginning of this movement, it was all a dream. The passion, the dedication, the persistence to achieve greatness, to reach each and every speaker from here on out.
That was choppy as hell. What's up, guys? Thanks and welcome back to the channel. So this is the last time I'm going to be coming on camera. I've actually found work again outside of the home. So for like a couple of hours, it's not something that I could. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do ongoing. Because of my situation, but it's something we're trying out since I, you know, do have a teenager that can be helpful at times. Nothing that I can depend on. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to come on here and I want to thank you for, let me check this. Okay, perfect. I want to thank you for liking the channel, sharing the content, and subscribing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And so I've said this before when when I first started the channel, and there weren't as many viewers. So I just wanted to say it again to the newer viewers, my purpose for being on here. And then also, I wanted to send a message to Chrisean because I'm covering the baddies over on Reality Rewind, and she had said over there that she feels like all these people, and I know she's talking about the girls, on the Baddies East. Oh my God, I got some shit that I want to show you guys about that too. How I inspired their little background, and I have proof of it. I have total proof, and then there's dates. So yeah. But anyways, she's saying like how all those girls are saying that they're her big sis, but they're really just using her for clout and shit like that. And of course they are. Of course they are. Of course Natalie is. So that's an industry that you're in. This the baddies and Zeus and all that. They're not your friends. And I know that because I think Chrisean just comes straight from school. I don't think she's worked like a job. I think it's hard for her to understand. Possibly, it sounds like from what I'm hearing, it's hard for her to understand that the industry is an industry. Like if I work in the food industry, if I work, it doesn't matter. See, that's another reason why um, I'm glad that, well, I had to learn how to be a team player, but I was always commended for the work that I was able to get done on my own. I didn't feel like it was not being a team player saying, hey, I'll do this. You know what I'm saying? Or if I see someone lacking and you want me to do this for you? You know what I mean? Like, but I learned over the years that it's kind of not like that. You kind of want to help people grow. You don't want to just take the job from them and then over exasperate yourself, whatever. But in any event, I think that she doesn't understand that she's in a vicious industry. So in anywhere we work, there are going to be people that can do things better than you. Um, and but perhaps you've been there longer and you're making your just do sort of thing, but you wanted to go higher. And then there's this person that comes in and they're just able, right? They're just able and capable to do like this job to get them to there, right? So she's in an entertainment industry where the people are, I mean, she's supposed to be like a rapper, but it seems like she's gotten um her clout, as she says, and or attention from her personality, the same reasons why Blueface chose her. So um you're in a situation where that's what that's all about. So you're in a show where people are watching because they're enthused about the person's personality, and they're like, wow, she's so cool, and all this kind of thing. So people aren't going to be fair to you or like you if you're just genuinely interesting, if you're genuinely entertaining in the entertainment industry. So no, they're not going to be your friends. Yeah, those ladies are going to be using you for clout, and I think that she's in such a a sore place about it at that time because she was pregnant and emotional, which she shouldn't have been there. But whatever, she's gonna get her money. She brought Tesehki there so she can knock the shit out of somebody, right? For her if she needs to. I thought that was totally awesome. Oh my gosh. And let me say, Tesehki really, this is crazy. So as soon as Tesehki comes on the show and shows that she's not a bully and she has integrity, they sit up here and they start these weird rumors, but I'm not getting into that. That is just like, I don't know anything about that. I don't, I don't want to. I wasn't there. I ain't got shit to say about that right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like Chrisean. Okay, so let me move on to the thing. All right, so that's for that, Chrisean. Yeah, so those people are trying to use you and all this kind of shit. Okay. If you go back to Reality Rewind, which used to be Creator Arena, which used to be Consumer Arena, I started the Chris Blue Chronicles. I've been started that. And I stopped that shit over there too when he started beating up on you. When I saw that when he snatched your hair out, I stopped that shit. I said, well, you know what? I don't want to promote domestic violence. I already went through my own domestic violence and shit. And then this channel was supposed to be kind of like, and I'm talking about the other channel. This one that you're on right now. Thank you for joining me. Was supposed to be more about like me and what I like, and that's why I've shared my tribal name. Things like that. And I just was genuinely interested in Chrisean. uh, you know, but I picked it up again. But let me tell you, I put it down because after a while, I saw some things that it made it apparent to me that they were enjoying fighting each other. And then I say, well, I don't want this shit over there. So I'm stopping the Chris Blue Chronicles. You know what I mean? And I did about 3 episodes and I stopped. So then I started this channel and all this kind of thing. And then I saw, so then they had, they're more present on social media for some reason. I don't know. I just noticed again. And I hear her saying, and then they had the show. And I hear her saying, like, no, you started that shit. He starts that shit. I'm hitting him back. And I'm like, oh, okay, so she's defending herself. So this is not something you want to do. And then I'm looking at her eyes, and it really looks like that it's not something that she want to do anymore, at least, And okay. So I said, all right, we'll start it back up again. I started following them on Zeus. All right, we'll do the shit. So then that's what that was about. Okay. Now it's a YouTube. So, okay, you have to, if you look at my channel, it was about all this other shit I was doing. And that's too much for the algorithm, right? And meanwhile, I want people to, so I had to be realistic, right? People don't know me. Why the fuck do people want to get to know me? You know what I'm saying? We need to find some common ground. So I said, let me narrow it down to just being about, like, not just being about Chrisean, but mainly like Chrisean. And I see that we also touch bases on Wiley, right? Like, I was able to, reach out with people via talking about the Wiley show. And that's because I actually love the Wiley show. See, I can't really talk about shit that I don't give a fuck about. And that's why, I think anybody can do celebrity, but it was really hard. I think people can feel when you give a fuck about something and when you don't give a fuck about something. And I didn't always have the right perception of YouTube. So anyway, I said, well, we're going to move forward on here with Time to Troll Wiley. And we are. I just haven't had time to troll Wiley. But his ass is getting trolled. I can't even get started with Wiley. Don't get started with Wiley. All right. Because that's not what I said it's going to be about today. You see, because he really intrigues me. So I had to put Wiley down. Now, look, I might not be subscribed right now, but that's only because I needed a break. Wiley is in my heart. Everywhere I go, I see Wiley. It's so weird. And I don't mean like I see Wiley. I mean like I see words, Wiley, Whaley, well, this. It looks like the W, the L, the Y is always around. I say this, I got to take a break from Wiley because he's on my motherfucking mind too much. So we definitely going to troll Wiley again. You know what I'm saying? So, and moving forward, so I'm just letting her know, like, this is really, so this is not clout for me. Because if it was clout for me, girl, I talk about you every motherfucking day, every motherfucking minute, every time you post it. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that at all. I'm not interested in nobody that motherfucking much. And I don't care how much money is paying. That's the reason why I had 104 jobs. You know what I mean? And I mean, that's not the whole reason. Now, that's where we're going to go into the next subject, right? So I am a dedicated mom. Now, this is why they said you need to have money to have children. I can't fucking believe this shit. So I decided to have my children years apart. I had got finished with one, before I was almost finished with him, right? Decade went by. I had another one. What's going on with this? I feel like I'm disappearing in the light. Decade went by. I had another one. Well, it's because, after 10 years, you're going to get it right, right? I done that. She had a lot of issues with her health. So then that had me like, and so then it was asthma. Let me just tell you, right? So then it's like, asthma can be fucked up because, and especially you're a child. So we have to go through all the things. We have to single everything out. You on allergy medicine. Oh, you're allergic to this. You're allergic to that. So we go through tons of asthma texts to figure this shit out. Tons of jobs because, she could be doing good and then she goes through bad. I could just start a job. These jobs where I live at don't give a fuck. Okay? They don't care. If you just started the job, you don't got no time, your ass is grass. See, it takes a lot of money to have children. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I did not. You should just have it set aside. Right. Right. And I didn't know that the public school system was so fucked up. So we survived with the first child and he's like married and everything is great. Yes. Yes. And he don't even really like me, but he loved me. Ain't that a mess? I think he wants me to get old. He's like, why is you still anyway? So then I got her. Now that was him. Now I got her. She's a teenager. So then I had got me another one. Right now we get her good with her health finally, and I mean it took 14 years. So I have had 104 jobs. Now in the between that time, sometimes because you got to go, you used to going. You don't take no shit, and you just going to fucking go regardless. You know what I'm saying? So I done that. I done that a lot of times. So it kind of being 104, right? So then I had my most recent baby, Wavy, right? And he has autism. Autism? And we were heartbroken. We were heartbroken because we didn't know what it was. We didn't know what was going on. So it had been 10 years. It had been 10, 11 years since I'd had a child. So I didn't remember the whole way everything's supposed to go and all, the learning. I forgot at which age he should be saying the words and doing certain things. Now, what led me to understand that some things weren't quite right was the incontinence. When the other kids picked up using the bathroom, I remember, wait a minute, these diapers is costing me a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? You still in diapers? What you still in diapers? So damn, And so then we go through the situation, go through all the testing, and test his vision, and touch his speech, his hearing, and then we take the autism. So we take the autism test. And so he's developmental delayed, speech delayed, and autistic, right? Nothing in the world could have prepared me for this job. And I just didn't know, And so it starts with you're going to go and get an IEP, right? So I'm sharing this because this is part of the reason why I'm not on here all the time. I can't be. I will not be. I actually have to homeschool this boy right now. And I'm going to continue to tell you why. And it took me a long time to actually share this. Recently, when I shared this, I almost had a heart attack. I felt like I was having a heart attack last week. But I think that was the woman that I was sharing the story to. She had a very dark energy. And she was a doctor. And I told them that I was going to make a YouTube video about what happened. I won't share her name unless I have to. She's a doctor, and she was very... So I was in the room and I was explaining to her. So anyway, so after that day, right, and I felt like I was having a heart attack explaining it. And then all the other times I've shared the story, I've cried so much. Today I felt like, and good things always happen for me on rainy days. I don't know why. I've had some of the best jobs I've ever had in my life. I've gotten on a rainy day. Like come in there like messed up with my hair and everything, makeup running, look like shit. Like, oh my God. And then like got the job. So, but yeah. So in any event, I felt like I'm ready to share the story and not cry. So we started with the IEP. Going to get him the IEP. Going to take him to the school, right? And now he's going to go to the school under an IEP, but he's autistic and speech delayed and developmental delayed. And I want him to go to an autistic school right away because I just feel like that's what they do, right? Okay. But they're like, no, we can help him here. So the very first week of school, so this all happened at the very opening up of COVID, when you could not go inside of your school for your child. And no one ever thought about how this would make a parent feel that hadn't ever been to that school with their child. Now, thankfully for myself, my other two children went to that same school without an issue, right? So I'm thinking this is going to be great. So I am a Native American Blackfoot and Cherokee Indian. That is probably the first time that I've stated both tribes that I'm a part of, and it will be the last time. But I'm saying that so that perhaps some of you may understand just how intuitive I am and how deep that runs. So this school year didn't feel quite the same. It didn't even feel the same. You can't go in to relinquish your child to someone else. So many of the teachers' auras were off and offsetting, and you could feel it. It was a bit disturbing, right? I don't give a shit what they got going on. Because when the Parents Teachers Day came to, I demanded that we come inside or they're going to come outside. And they said, oh, yeah, that's okay. It's okay because it's a small amount of people. So, yeah, you can come in. And so the Parents Teachers Day, you can come in and you feel okay. But then the first day of school, it's a no-go. I wasn't aware of that. They didn't make us aware of that. So I didn't take him on the first day. The dad did. I'm sorry, that was the second day. I didn't take him on the second day and all of it. The first day we did go. That was the thing, the vibes, right? The second day I didn't go because I'm like, you guys are going to be just fine. You know what I mean? I want him to be fine. I want everything to be okay, is what it was. I felt not so good, and that's the truth. And I ignored it, and that's not right. So I used to drink. I don't drink anymore. Around this time, I think I had I know I had stopped drinking, but I think every now and then I would have a drink, right? You're stressed, right? Some stressful thing, right? This was stressed about the autism, then I found out he had it, right? So I want to just say that I was still in like so you feel like you're in the mind of it, right? So my thing is, if you don't drink, period. Just don't drink it at all. Then you're completely away from it, right? So, but it's still in like, so I'm being very candid and very honest right now because it was a stressful time. So that was a little thing I could do sometimes to get away from it, right? All right. Now, when dad tells me, yeah, this didn't feel right. This didn't feel right when I tried to drop him off. They didn't let me come in, and it felt like worse. It felt like something's not right. I need you to be here. I need you to be here. I need you to see what's going on, right? And dad's also taking pictures every morning of him going with the teacher. The teacher at the time is also the IEP chair. Because you're going to keep this in mind, right? So I'm like, okay, all right. So then the second day, I'm sorry, the third day. So now this is the third day. Dad is very annoyed and this and that, to the point that I called and I asked her, what's going on with the situation, sort of thing. And she said, oh yeah, because this morning when dad dropped him off, we didn't even know who dropped him off. He just left. He said, no, she said, he was just there. Speaking of our son, was just there. And so, and I'm like, that's ridiculous. But then I'm a little furious, right? But you're a fucking idiot, right? So that was the day where I said, all right, you're not even going to drink for leisure anymore. This is not even going to be every now and then your stress thing. This shit is done. Because I said, you have to be completely cleared out of every fucking thing. Something's going on. So, because I know for a fact that he had been taking the photo. So I said, send me a photo of this morning. He sent me a photo of her holding our son's hand. Why did you sit there? So now my heart sinks a little bit. And I'm a little disgusted because she had went on and on and on stating how our son had seemed to have just appeared and no one was there. So then there's another thing that so, and all this is being documented. and this is my personal story about this. So I'm going to share this because yeah, all this is being documented in a all right, I'm not going to go with it, right? I know that legally I can say what happened. I can state my story legally about what happened with my son on my personal YouTube channel. I know that I can do that. Especially not stating the names, right? Or the state. So I'm just like trying to get through this and also remind myself so that I don't say certain things, right? Okay. So the part that I left out was that on the first day of school, I asked the teacher how he was doing. Just asked him how he was getting along, right? Now, what I didn't mention was that on the day where you come to meet the teacher, the parent teachers conference day, I had brought all of my paperwork, right? Because you get all that paperwork in the mail. I actually got my paperwork at the IEP, so I had all the paperwork there, and I specifically showed her, and this is important to me, the photo opt out. I don't want any photos of him taken. I've never had any photos. I've always opted out all photos taken of all my children. So I just wanted to make sure I reminded you guys of that. So then we go on to the first day when I text her, how's the kid doing? Because I got her phone number on the parents teachers day. She sent me a photo of my son. I just met you last week. I personally gave you this form that's a photo opt-out form. And she sent me a photo of my son. And she sent me a photo of him showing that he's autistic. That there's a particular, that there's different. Why would you even do that? Well, wait, guess what? That photo didn't just go to me. That photo was CC'd to another person. After we'd already had a discussion about photo opt-out, specifically. Now, this was the day before Dad said he'd had this situation, right? At the drop-off. So I'm sorry I left this part out. This is very important. I was actually going to mention it later before the catalyst. So in any event, I go, why would you do that? Why would you send me a photo of him? I just asked you how he was. And who did you send this to? So there's complete silence, and there's nothing in the thread going back and forth, right? Nothing for a while, a little bit. And I'm about to text them again. And this person texts back from this number that she sent my son's photo to. And he says, oh, this is Josh's dad. Who's this? So I found out later that there's no such person as Josh's dad or Josh. So I could totally tell you that. And I don't know who she sent that photo to. And then the situation with his father dropping him off, right? And then there's being this issue where you don't know who dropped him off, but then we have photos. So this is all within the first week. So Friday, I believe this was on a Friday. He'd only gone for a week. So it was either Friday or Monday. Okay. It was Friday. And it was the Monday, as I had the weekend to have the situation resonate in my brain and in my spirit. So Friday had come, and I usually come a little early before they let them out because I want to be there ahead of time. And so I think I usually come 10 minutes early. I was about 5 minutes early that day. So I just pull up. So then there's more people, right? That's why I usually come 10 minutes early. And so I'm in the parking lot and I'm pulling up and let me make sure I still got some sound. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I pull up and I noticed, I look across and I immediately I'm on them. I see his teacher. She's acting like she's trying to grab him, but she's not grabbing him. She let his hand go. There's a man dressed all in black. He has on all black. He has on a black hat. He has on a black mask. He has on black shades. He has on black gloves. I believe he may have been a so-called black man. That's why I don't call this black, because that's a goddamn color. You know what I'm saying? I believe he was a melanated man though, because in between the glove and the jacket, I saw a dark wrist. And in the face, you could see some dark skin. He was standing closer to my son than she was. And damn it, man. So I must have pressed the mute button. So let me make sure the sound is back. So I don't know, but I'll just say this again. So, anyways, she let his hand go. She let his hand go, and she's reaching back as if he got away from her. But I watched it all happen. I watched her let his hand go. And I watched the man be closer to my son than she was. And I mean, it had to have been about 5 swift strides that I took across that parking lot. And I grabbed his hand, and when she turned around, like I said, I could smell the coffee on her breath. And she's, you know, and I said, "What are you doing?" I said, "This man is standing closer to him, my son." And I double looked, because the man was like, he was almost gone. He was literally so far away, and he had no child with him. He had no child with him. He had no child with him. So then I'm like really distraught. Like, this man was standing closer to him than you are. And I didn't even get registered that he has no child with him, like registered enough to bring that up to her. I'm heartbroken at the scene, because now it's all come down on me now today. From the second day of her sending the photo of my son to the stranger, to the third day of her saying that there's a situation with dad dropping him off, even though we have photos, to this. So then there was another situation, our conversation, that she and I had a conversation. She told me that she had 10 children. She told me she had 10 children. I have 10 children. Why would I? And it was the way she said it. Well, Ma, you think that if you had 10. So first of all, just because a person has a lot of children doesn't mean that they're good with children. 10 children, 7 or 8 or 9 children later, you could be fucking tired of that job. You could be desensitized. I don't think anyone with 10 children should be an educator. How about that? Because you could be desensitized. And I'm going to say that because this woman orchestrated a kidnapping against my disabled autistic son. She tried to make it seem as though his father was a culprit. His father, who's a Trinidadian Cuban American, who clips that boy's toenails day and night, right? Did the same thing for his son. His father did the same thing for him, and his father did the same thing for him. They have culture, right? His father, who made him a vegetarian, and he's great and strong, right? His father, who has another son who works for the United States government, who graduated from college studying law, who's on his way to law school, right? She's going to make him seem like the culprit. And then by doing so, what? Then that's gonna be us, right? Get the fuck out of here. We didn't even get to the point where they're gonna take my goddamn son. She was painting a picture to try to make it seem like we were negligent. So when that man dressed all in black took our fucking son, and we rebuked it in the name of Jesus, and we rebuke it in the name of Jesus, and we rebuke it in the name of Jesus, it would have looked like we were guilty. The mother of a United States soldier, the father of a law student. So we just would say, fuck him? And she was the IEP fucking chair at the time. when I called the school system and I told them everything that happened from start to finish, I was told in a very hushed tone, this is not the first time we've heard of anything like this, and I'm very sorry. And then she goes on to give me other information in a more louder tone. I'm fucking heartbroken, right? This is a couple years ago. I've been dealing with this for a couple of fucking years. I reported this about 2 years ago. No one has called me from that fucking Board of Education yet in reference to an investigation about what happened to my fucking kid. No one reached out to me even after that. I decided that he's obviously not going to go fucking back. So I called the principal, let them know what's going on, right? Okay, so that happened on the Friday, right? So now we're going to be, okay, that happened on the Friday. So then the weekend goes by. I'm fucked up. The dad's fucked up, right? So then Monday, I want my son to be a part of, I want him to go to school. My oldest son went to the school. My daughter went to the school. I want him to go. I want him to be safe. I don't want this to be fucking true. Somebody tell me this is not true. Somebody tell me I'm wrong. So you know, I called, I'm this, I'm that. I bring him that Monday, right? I'm delusional at this point because I bring him that Monday and I want to confront her about what happened. I'm not fully really ready to let her have him. I want to have a conversation with her and the principal about what I saw take place. As soon as we approached her, she grabbed my son. She grabbed him, bro. She grabbed him. And I was like, get off of my son. I'm not grabbing him any kind of way. Get off of my son. She lets him go. So then I'm crying again. I'm storming away. I see another teacher. And she's, what's wrong? And I let her know, like, through these choked tears, like, this lady's cruel. She's evil. She just grabbed my son. I don't even get to the point of what happened last Friday with the attempted kidnapping and shit. So this lady tells me that she gives me her name and she's willing to be any kind of character witness that I need her to be for any situation that may arise, right? So I get her name, I go home and all this thing. And I'm like, fuck that. I'm not going to bring him back, because I had already called the school board that Friday and I already heard what happened, in a hushed tone, what I was told, right? And then this lady tried to, and then at the time she's the IEP and I just, everyone knows what's up though. Cause I told the principal, I told the school board, everyone knows what's up. Nobody contacts me for months. I immediately start. So he gets ABA therapy for his autism. So he go to the ABA therapy for that. But then I start working with him with the school too, and the speech and the occupation. But I'm doing all that shit for him immediately because I understand that he can't get his education and be safe. So I'm doing this for months, and because school started in September of that year, right? This was a couple years ago. I'm doing this for months. January, February. It was in February because I know it was cold, but it was getting warmer. We went to the playground and I remember being all fully dressed, but it was like a nice day. And so it may have been March, but anyway, it was around that time. And he's at the playground and I noticed that he doesn't have social skills. I noticed that he doesn't know how to converse with the children, that he's awkwardly conversing with the children. So I start to cry and shit, right? And I'm like fucking heartbroken because oh my God, I thought I was totally fine with this. So I was like, this is fucked up because he needs to be around kids. 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 He needs to be around kids like him. He needs to be around kids like him. He needs to be able to get an education like everybody else. Like everybody else. He needs to be in a place where he can learn how to converse with children. And he shouldn't have his life threatened in order to do that. So he doesn't know how to play with the kids because he's autistic and he wants to smell them he wants to kiss them because he doesn't know because he kisses his parents. So this is breaking my heart. And I said, fuck this. And I went home and I called the school and I let them know how they treated him and what they did to him was fucked up and how they left him. They left him behind. And the lady said, the IEP lady, so that last lady is gone and there's a new lady, which is actually the previous woman that it was, whatever. And she's on vacation, right? So then 2 weeks go by. She calls me back and she says, you know what? Ooh, we're sorry. I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. We dropped the ball. We dropped the ball on him. And so that was months later. So then they make another IEP meeting. Now, I said at each and every meeting, I want him out of the school system. How could you want your child in the school system that tried to fucking take your child, then said, fuck your child? I want him out. Give him the recommendation for the autism school. It doesn't matter if we could pay for it because where we live, you can't get your child in there without the recommendation. There are some schools, but they're so expensive, you would need to change your insurance. I can't work to get the kind of insurance to do that because I have to homeschool him because they tried to fucking take him. So then they call the IEP meeting. They change the school for him. He's incontinent. It says that he's incontinent. There's a woman at the new school who's agreeing to change him. We go, I meet them, I feel it. I walk into that building and I feel it. I feel that this feels better. This feels like he will be safe. I meet that lady. I love her. I love that teacher. And honestly, once that teacher left, things started to go down. They started to go a bit down in quality, but there was two of them. So then they had the teacher's aide. God bless her. She was willing to change him. Now you have to remember, whether or not they were, I was going to come and do it myself. I'm going to do whatever I need to do. So that was another thing that was hindering me from working because it's like I needed to be there on standby. Whenever the lady was out that wouldn't change him because he wouldn't get changed. All right. So then that's not really fully being addressed in the IEP, is it? So then we go through that, but he's learning, he's progressing. And it was great for a year. There was some breakdown toward the end of the year because they changed teachers like 3 times, but then they kept the same aide who was willing to change him. So this is awesome. So he's still able to be around the kids. He's still able to grow and learn these social skills and get this together, right? But he's autistic. So there's only one other child in that class that's autistic. So he's not really fully around kids that are autistic. Now, I do see that at this point, today he's become a bit of an eloper. So we go through that year where things are okay, and then we go through the summertime. He's going to go to a summer program. And so the lady that was going to change him is gone now. She's going to do a Christian summer camp thing. And so he's not old enough to join that. I'm falling in the green. That's why I don't like coming on camera. Again, this is going to be like my last time coming on camera too, because I feel like I do better when I'm off camera. I'm able to focus on the content. But since what I'm talking about is kind of like me and my life, I kind of am the content. So I'm like, what the fuck am I really going to put up there? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is my last time. I think you guys like it better when I'm not on camera. So anyways, so she did the Christian summer camp thing. He wasn't old enough to go there with her. So he's at the summer program at the same school, but there's no one there that's willing to change him. And as a matter of fact, there's a woman there that was also another aide that was there with him during the school year, and she doesn't like him. She doesn't like him because she doesn't like disabled people. And isn't that sad? How do you work in a school and you don't like disabled people? You'd be surprised how many people work in industries just because they don't like the people that are being served. I didn't know that until I started out with nursing at 18 years old. I started out as a CNA in the beginning at 18. And I just thought that the world was such a loving place. And I just thought that nurses worked where nurses, I thought that, so somebody, so my first son's son, not his father, that's what this is about him. He saw how I was with our son. And he said, he was such a creep. This is why another reason how I connected with Chrisean and Blueface, because we were just like the broker version, you know what I mean, or the broke version, you know what I mean, you know what I mean. I mean, I was and am broke, you know what I mean. That guy's always had money, and he's always been an asshole too. So there you go. But anyways, he said, you're good with him. You should be a nurse. You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, okay. But I was pretty intimidated, and I was also not really confident and very intimidated and hated school. So I said I'll just start with CNA and then we'll see how it goes. So in any event, so yeah, I found out then that people really don't give a that was the first area I found out that people actually join industries to stalk certain people, to hurt certain people, bro. Like, some people are dedicated to this shit. And you got to think about it. What better industry to take fucking kids than where they fucking are, where they go to every single fucking day, where everyone trusts them to be safe. I didn't feel it with the first two children. I didn't feel it at all. But the disabled and the elderly are under attack. I know that we all are, but they are not playing. They're not playing. This is evil shit that happened to my kid. So, all right. So we call them. All right. All right. All right. So the summer program. So then there's a lady there. So certain people. Okay. So certain people aggravate the demons inside of others. None of us are perfect. Some of us still actively battle with demons. Some of those demons are more wicked than others, more stronger. Do you understand? Some of the demons could just be a vice, right? But then that vice will lead you to a demonic situation regardless. So, all right, you know what I'm saying? So I think that with my son and with that particular person who wanted to stay away from him, I think she sort of had a Downs look to her, right? Somebody said I had a Downs look. So don't take offense. I have to explain it just the way it is because I'm probably one of the realest stories ever wrote. So I got to. So she had like a Downs type of look on her face. And I think because my son is outwardly autistic, with his little hand and, he's staring off, I think she didn't want to be around him at all. It's something about him that maybe triggered maybe some chastisement that she may have gotten when she was a child. But she didn't fool with my kid. And he's such an adorable child. Let me just tell you how when he was a baby, let me just say this real quick. When he was a baby and he was at a daycare center, I had to take him out of daycare when he got older too, because he got hurt and neglected there. So that's why he's not in the daycare. And anyway, and we tried 3 different ones. But when he was a baby, he went, he was like, we didn't actually bring him to daycare until he was 8 months, but we always called him a baby forever. I still call him baby, but I ain't gonna tell y'all my baby nickname. Anyway, the lady has a son of her own, and she goes, "Can I tell you something?" One day I go to pick him up, and I was, she said, "Look, can I tell you something without you getting offended?" And I was like, "Sure." She was like, "When I hug your son, I feel like he's hugging me back. I feel like safe." And she said, "Oh my gosh, I probably look like shit. I done cried. I'm so, oh my Lord, have mercy, Jesus." Because I can't, it's like a blur. I don't know when it play back, you be really seeing everything. Like, anyway, she was like, anyway, I was taken aback when she said that because I feel the same way. I felt the same way about my baby. And she said, because I have a baby too, but I never felt like this. She said it about my baby. And so I started crying and shit, and I said, thank you very much, yeah, that's all right, that's fine, that's just fine, thank you. I don't know what to say, because he make me feel the same way. So I'm just letting you know. Okay. So not only so the baby is everything. The girl just got a personal thing because he is autistic, I feel like, and she got like a Down's look. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, and also he needs to be changed. And I don't think she wanted anything to do with changing him. So anyway, now that's important to remember this about this girl during the school year. Because now we're talking about the summer school. That's how you know you're maturing when your words start switching around and whatever. You trying to pronounce shit. Anyway, announce. Anyway, I'm tired. I ain't eat nothing but my oatmeal. So I know I've been on it too long now. Get the story out. All right. So anyways, so the school, so now we're at the summer program. All year was going fine. The girl was there and the teacher's gone. My baby's gone. They used to change him. We got 2 new ladies. I don't feel the way I felt about the 2 new ladies that I felt about the other ones, and that's the truth. I don't feel it. I don't feel it at all in my spirit, right? But I have to let him go, right? You know, I gotta let it be. I don't feel like they're gonna hurt him. I don't feel like that either, but I just didn't get that warm feeling that I got with the lady, right? I wish I could say her name. Maybe one day. Um, so because this is turned into a legal situation, so I can't say any names or any places. And so then everything's going good. So there's within the first week, no one's willing to change him, even though that's in his IEP. I don't live too far. I want him to get those social skills and the social development. So I agreed to come to the school twice in a 4-hour period to change my son. And on demand. If they were to tell me, hey, he just pooped and I just left, I'm coming back to change him because I want him to get that, right? I didn't know that that was actually against the law. They were not supposed to. That's against his IEP. It's supposed to be addressed. You're not supposed to make me do that, right? I didn't know that, but I don't give a damn because that's my baby and I don't want nobody touching his ass anyway. The last lady took a picture of him, right? So that's something we have to think about. When she took that picture of him unwarranted, and she also had changed him throughout that time that he was there, she could have sent nude photos out to my son, to Josh's dad. And I could say Josh's dad because there ain't no such person named as Josh. That was a damn lie. And then let you know. So this is how you know something really happened, because the woman found out later that they moved her to a whole nother school district. Why would you move her if she didn't do anything? And then found out after that they took her out of the school system completely. No one has yet to contact me from the school board. However, I found this out through my own investigations and research. So anyway, we are in the summer program. We are about, so I'm going up there every day to change him. Now, first, I'm going up there at playtime. That's important. I'm going up there at playtime, right? And then I noticed that that's his playtime, and I'm invading on his ability to create these his progression in the playing with the kids. You know what I'm saying? And so he's only, mommy gets stage focused on mommy, and I said, man, this is messed up. And then kids love me, so then they're focused on me, and I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? So then I said, and so when I take him, and it's only like 15 minutes. So I said, all right, so maybe it's fair to just take him, because then it's like most of his time is gone then anyway. To change him? What? To change an autistic child? Again, I don't want to share his age, but he's a toddler. Okay? That takes more than 50 minutes. It just does, especially if you pooped. So that was done. So he's out of his playtime. That's not fair. So I was like, okay, how about I come a little bit after the playtime? And they're like, yeah, that's fine. That's great. Because that's right before speech. So that's perfect. You're doing the transition, that's perfect on the transition. So, all right. So I do that. 3 days later, or the third day, I get a call from the nurse saying that he scratched himself. It doesn't look too bad. Scratched himself. I don't know if you heard this, but so his father, so they have a family tradition. Even to this day, his grown son that's in law school, when he's around him and that boy falls asleep, that man falls asleep, he clips his nails. Even his toes, bro. He's a little gross with that. You're clipping another grown man's toenails. He doesn't give a shit. He loves his sons. I've never met a man like the man that I have now. And I thank God for that. He loves. Let me tell you how that's the reason why we still together. Okay, because he is far from perfect, child. But I am dedicated to this cause. I can't just give up. I can't just run out. I can't just quit. I've done it a lot of times in my life. And this boy is worth it. He's worth it. And my son is worth it. All right. So anyway. So I said, could you do me a favor? Could you look down and tell me if you see any nails? Does he have any nails? And she said, no. Oh. I said, okay. Just send me the note home, please. Send me the note, letting me, and everything. So, and I think, let me check out the nursery real quick because it might be nap time, might be over, Shell. I think nap time is almost over, so I'm definitely got to hurry the fuck up. Got the little cameras everywhere. Anyway, so she sent the note home. Oh my gosh! So when I approached the when I'm in the classroom, no one gives me eye contact, and they usually give me eye contact. No one looks at me in the eye. So then I noticed the lady's hair is, she's got highlights. I said, "Oh, I like your hair," and then she acted like she didn't hear me. So then I moved on. The woman that does not like my son, the one that I told you about, who stayed away from all school year, child. She was sitting right next to him. My son had a cap over his head. It's been so many times during the school year we wouldn't have a cap. He wouldn't have a cap. First of all, it ain't raining, ain't nothing. What you mean a cap? Why I didn't even think about that. It didn't even notice. Didn't even dawn on me. She's next to him. She's not normally next to him. She's being nice. Nobody brought up the scratch incident, right? So he goes, so we leave. Even in the car, I don't think I noticed the actual depth of the scratch. I don't think so. I think that it's when it was first brought to my attention. But is that the cat? Oh my God, I think the cat is trying to claw its way. I don't know why you're doing that, because that's not him. That's the fucking cat. So everybody's waking up. The cat's trying to get in. I think he's all right. Anyway. So anyway, I get home. I take the hat off, whatever. This fucking cut is a cut. And he has no nails. She scratched him to the point of blood and flesh bearing. Goes on to say, and I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. Ain't nothing but the devil. Y'all don't want me to tell my story. Bitch, I already got it out. And the motherfucking cat stopped scratching. Ain't that a bitch? Anyway, so let me get this cat. Let me get this motherfucking cat. Why don't you play with me? All right, stop right now. That's not no motherfucking cat. That's a grown ass. That's a goddamn teen. I told you I was lying. What the fuck is wrong with you? Go away right now. Don't you open that motherfucking door. I'm gonna knock this shit out you. Let me lock my motherfucking door, y'all. Wait a minute. I'm about to karate chop this motherfucker right now. I know you want me to karate chop your ass on this motherfucker. Oh, well, you know what? You gonna babysit when his ass get up so I can finish this shit then, since you want to be getting on my motherfucking nerves. You got to be out your motherfucking mind. Shut your ass up. You still talking about? Ooh, child. Wait till I figure out how to get me off the damn screen. Off the damn screen. Wait a minute, y'all. Not this. Tried to play with me. See, I told y'all. Look, and look, somebody else came back in here. I told y'all people don't really like me on the camera too much. It is what it is. I'm gonna go off camera eventually. Like I told you, this is my last time, but I'm telling my story, so it is what it is. And it's important. It's important, motherfucker, because eventually some of these people that's associated to the situation can make a listen. If you want to start a class action lawsuit against the motherfucking state where the fuck I live, against these bitches with the autism, how they treating our kids, and how the fact that we just can't put our kids in the motherfucking autism school because bitch they ain't safe. Okay, you better contact me on the motherfucking shit on the channel with the email. Okay. So yes, that's why I'm showing my motherfucking face this time. And like I said, I got some new subscribers, so I just want to say hi, and bye at the same time. So anyway, but yeah, y'all. So anyway, that girl tried to play with me. Why I thought it was a motherfucking cat. She's sitting up here squeezing school notes through the door and shit. Girl, why would you do that? Why would you do that right now? Because if it's something bad, I'm cut your ass out on live. Why? I'd be a different person raising my kids. I'd be a different person. You know what I'm saying? It's like you all the same person, but you just multifaceted because you're just like, you know what I'm saying? It's like certain situations bring out certain things in you. Anyway. So he had a goddamn scratch on his face. It was open. She done broke the epidermis. She done went down to the second layer of the skin. Okay. Oh yeah, let me make sure I still got the sound in here because I done. All right, yeah. So this bitch done broke my baby skin. Okay. Thank God I have gone through so much as a younger adult, right? And a younger parent, because because this is what they want you to do. You see everything that's happened to him so far. Don't you think they would want me to zap the fuck out and just, you know what I'm saying? Then I'd be in jail and then where would my baby be? No, 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 no. Let me tell you something. Fighting this way and this way is, and this way, motherfucking this way. This way, it is like the hardest fight. It's like the hardest motherfucking fight in your life ever. And I'm so glad I'm such a record keeper and note taker and shit like that because I would be lost. My baby would be lost without it. I'm so glad I stopped drinking because my baby would be gone. They would have took my motherfucking child. So then they cut him, right? And she says that he saw a dog. He ran to get the dog. She ran to chase him. And then upon chasing him down, he scratched himself with nubs. So that's why they didn't look at me when I came to pick him up that day. That's why they didn't make eye contact with me. That's why the girl that normally hates him was sitting next to him. So now you see how we've done this? You see how he went there the first time, we trusted, and then that's what happened. Then they said fuck him. Then I had to call because they owe him. See, remember, every meeting I am requesting a recommendation for an autism school, a school for children with autism, disabled children with autism, because he is developmental delayed, speech delayed with autism. And these people are telling me they need more data. They need more data. They need more data. No, they need more time to take him. That's what they want. That's what they want. They want more time to take him. And we rebuke it in the name of Jesus. We rebuke it in the name of Jesus. We rebuke it in the name of Jesus. All right. So where we are today with that is I'm still homeschooling my son. Oh my God. So there's some really other diabolical components to it. Like at every turn, you don't understand. So I called the disability rights organization in my state, and the representative for the educational department hung up on me. She hung up on me because it's a connected system. It's connected. So it's like so it's like what they have set up in place that's supposed to help you. They put up brick and mortars that say, hey, this is for you. But then it's just a place that collects your tax dollars that doesn't actually work. It's like a soft button, not a hyperlink. And this is and actually going through this journey with my son is how I found out how how allegedly and possibly, the government or organizations, governmental organizations, I don't fucking know how they could, you know, misappropriate our money, misuse our money, launder funds. I could see how that could be a thing and how that can actually happen, because if you just create a building, a structure that says, "Hey, I'm here for these rights for these people," and this and it's like something that you would rarely need or something like that. You get a phone number, you get a website. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Shit, then COVID happens. People just got to do like remote any fucking way, right? So then actually when you call there, you get no goddamn answer. But every year they just kind of, they're already a part of that physical funding, that physical bill. They're stuck in there, right? And I could go a little more depth into explaining how that works, but I found so many organizations that I was sent saying that they help people. You've reached a non-working number at so and so. I know you'd like to contact this, but we tried to sell you that. But these numbers also have brick and mortar addresses, and they're government agencies. So yeah, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. We're in perilous times. I am in the fight of my life for one of the most important people I have ever met, and and that I love so dearly. And so that's where I am, and why I'm not doing this all the time. And I gotta go. Oh my god. Wait, I'll be back because I want to still end this the right way. Try to play with me. All right, I'm back. Okay. So basically, all right, I probably can just finish up like this. Okay. So where were we? So then, okay, yeah. So they done that bullshit, scratched him. All right. So now I'm done. Right. I had enough. You guys have had enough data. I need for him to be taken out of that fucking school system. So every time I ask for the recommendations, they don't give it. They don't give it. Um. So anyway, y'all, that's basically what that's where I am. Every day I'm homeschooling him. I did pick up something like part-time over the weekend, so that's another reason why I don't want to come back on camera. But I did think that it was important. It was important just in case, um because first of all, people talk shit and I gotta let you know. And then, but honestly, again, if you ever do see me, yo, and then you want to band together in our state, about what is going on. If so that was important. I felt like showing my face for this particular video because I want to let people know, match a face to what is going on with my son here, because I'm serious about that, and I had enough about that. And once we're done, with the legal proceedings, I will go forward in public with actual names and places of what the fuck, they done did, here in this state to my child. But I'm fighting every single day for him. Right now, I do have a sort of legal assistance, sort of some kind of help. So thank God for that. That just came this week. Thank God for that. So the goal is to get him into the autism school so that he can progress in life, and so I can, so that I can progress in life. um, you know. So because ultimately I want to go back to school. I want to go back to school, but not for like an entire, like a just for another certification thing. My last one. And and I want to do the YouTube thing when I can, because it interests me. And also, I thought that it was going to be a way to pay for his private school. So, oh look, he's getting pissed off with her. Yeah. He's like, no, I just got up. I don't want to deal with you. I want to deal with my mom. All right. So, anyways, guys, I want to thank you for joining me. I did. I went. Oh, I didn't go over the TikTok killers. Oh shit, they're fucking killing people on TikTok. I'm gonna change the I'll change the thumbnail, and that'll be that. I'll come back later on tonight about the TikTok killing shit. Yeah, because they're killing our kids with TikTok. They're fucking going. Okay, so basically, guys, please warn, like, oh my god, please watch what your kids are fucking doing and warn your children that there are people that are going around smashing people in the face with hammers, and they're calling it smashing, and they're doing this just to make videos, like to make a viral video on TikTok. So they're attacking people with hammers, bro. So, and then it's just like, and I just was gonna go into the whole fucking reality of how TikTok is just literally killing our kids. Like my daughter fucking had a horrible ass fall from trying to do TikTok down the fucking stairs. Now she's being an idiot, right? I get it. But damn it, man. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. I don't know if I'll leave this public or private or do something with, like, I don't know. But thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like the channel, share, subscribe. If you have anything, that you want to share with the autism, leave it down in the comments. You know what I mean? If you have any resources here online, I found a great agentsofspeech.com. Yeah. I'm going to get with those guys real soon. They're really great. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. And God bless you all. I pray for you, all of you and your families, melanated and unmelanated, guys, because we're really all under God. We're all God's creation, and all that racism shit is really just to break us all apart. I do understand that. I do. I just speak about and toward, my melanated people, because we're the ones that need to get it together, damn it, man. In any event, I really do love people, but I tend not to like them. So don't forget, if nobody ever tells you, or if nobody told you today, I love you. Bye.